Hello everyone and welcome back to Aviation. Today I'm going to make an unbox review on the famous MiG-15, especially this version, MiG-15 bis, whose first saw combat in Korea, and funny enough it's still operational in with the Korean Air Force. So this kit was released back in 1999. Kit number is 02204, 1 in 32 scale. Inside we have the instructions. We have 4 plastic spares in grey color and 1 transparent. Here's the instructions, which is black and white. At one point I had a look and they seem a little bit overcomplicated in some points, especially the rudder and the dolly that you're gonna put the dolly on. There are 2 marking options, both from 1951 from the Korean War. One is 2249, the other one is 4115. This is a little bit more eye-catchy, to be honest. Here we have the decal sheet. To be honest, they look a little bit thick. The decals, again, quite simple. Nothing major, just a couple of air-to-air victories, and these are for splitted for the air brakes. Okay, here we have the engine, and here we have the cockpit. I have to admit, I have this kit for a while. It's not brand new, but since then Trumpeter hasn't reissued this kit. Here we have the tub for the pilot, which, to be honest, is very simplistic. Has a couple of raised details on the side console and instrument panels. The instrument panel, to be honest, I have no idea which is which for this kit. Thing is, the MiG-17 F and PF versions actually have the same spur in common with the MiG-15 bis version. Here we have the drop tanks. In total there are about 102 parts that we're going to use. There are a couple of parts, for example this intakes, that we're not going to use. This is for the PF version, and I think this is the PFU version. This is common both for MiG-15 and MiG-17F. Again, the pilot, which is dedicated for the MiG-17 PF. This is we're going to use for this particular model. Here we have a very simplistic ejection seat, which should be an SK1. Here we have the pilot, that it's wearing a leather helmet. Here we have the nose gear doors, the landing gear, which is quite simplistic, but to be honest, the MiG-15 was a very simple aircraft. Here we have the cannons. I strongly suggest replacing them with some aftermarket. In order to one more thing for the tub, the pilot's rudder pedals are molded in, so that might be a little bit problematic if you're trying to put in the pilot. but until we do, I won't do a fitting test. I won't be able to say exactly. But this can be improved. The details in the cockpit can be improved with Edward MiG-15 dashboard 1 in 32 scale Fort Trumpeter kit. Edward number is 33008. Or if you want to give it another go, try the 3D printed Quinta QD32057, though it looked really nice. I have them for my F105 and they look absolutely fantastic. Here we have another pilot that we're not going to use. We have a ladder. This is the dolly for the rear fuselage for the tail, that you can expose the engine, which by the way you still have to build it to a point to make sure that you can fix the aircraft. The engine is a Klimov VK1, which is a rip-off of the Rolls-Royce Nene that the British gave the Soviet Union back in the 1940s. This is an improved engine. First was the RD45, but they had a lot of problems, and then they went on to make the VK1. This is the air intake, the flame tubes, the exhaust. These are this is the this is the turbine. Again, the engine has some details. Doesn't look to have too many details, to be honest. Okay, one of the major problems with this kit is the fact that this windshield, this is for the PF version, so we're not going to talk about this. For the MiG-17 PF, this is a little bit too sharp. It should have been a little bit more elongated. You can correct this with the vacuum-formed cockpit canopy, but they're transparent. They're nicely done. No problems there. Here we have the fuselage, which is front and rear, both split in halves, left and right, on the vertical line. The panel lines look really nice and neat. Rivets, again, if you're a rivet counter, these is going to look nicely, but to be honest, in my opinion, they kind of overdo it. They overdone it with the rivets. Here's the aft. Again, nice details on the rudder. You can put the flaps, the rudders, all the control surfaces. Actually, you can put them in different positions. On the inside, I already painted. I had this kit for a while. There are not too many details. If you're going to be able to open the aircraft, I would have loved to see a lot of details in it. So this is going to allow you to detach the after section of the aircraft and to expose the engine, as I said earlier. Here we have the lower forward fuselage that includes the nose gear well cannons are separate items and are scrapped on as most of the MiG-15s and 17 kits that I showed them earlier. The air brakes, you can show them in fully deployed or fully retracted. Here we have the wings, which are upper and lower halves with the main wheels molded in the bottom. There are separate ailerons, elevators and rudder, as I showed before. Here we have nice details on the surface of the wings. With some weathering, they're going to be looking really, really neat. As I said, flaps and ailerons are separate. Again, not too many details, but is the inside of the wing. Here we have the tires. I already tried to fit one of these. No details on them like I've seen on the later models that Trumpeter issued, like the F105. I wish I would have seen the metal gear struts for like in MiG-21. That's about it. If you like the content, please subscribe. The MiG-17 PF. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. See you next time.